What's going on, everybody? This is your girl K Rich, and I'm coming at you from a PK perspective. So I'm on my way back to work, and I just had a lot. Like, we all have moments, and I thank God for good people in my life, people that not just gonna tell me what I want to hear, but gonna tell me, "Hey, get yourself together." Just had a frustrating moment yesterday. It's crazy. We just talked about going through and suffering and, all of that. And then to be in a situation where it's like, okay, God, like when you think, okay, this is, okay, tap, I made it. Like I told her, I was like, you don't retake tests that you pass. You only retake tests that you fail. And it can get frustrating when we're seemingly retaking the same tests over and over, or you're going through like a cycle with a situation, with a person, and when you deem that it's not your fault that you're in the cycle, when you're saying, I'm ready to do whatever, I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to be done with it, okay, God, give us free, like Amistad said, I'm like, in this interesting conversation, and I did more listening than talking, which is kudos to me. But as she's talking to me, God is talking to me at the same time. So I'm listening, and it's something so crazy. And I didn't get it till this morning. It's something so crazy to think that you've already finished something, but it's still there. Like, real talk, when you have to check yourself and say, ooh. It's like when you was a kid, like you wash dishes and you put the dishes all up, and your mom comes around like, this is not clean. You're like, yes, I just washed the dishes. And she's like, this is not clean. She pulls something out and you see it. And you see the dirt and you're like, oh, man. I swear I cleaned that. Like, I washed it, though. And you almost struggle with the fact of, how could it be dirty? When I washed it good. And I had that kind of moment, like, spiritually with God this morning. And I'm like, God, I passed this. I've done that. And for me, I'm going to be transparent with y'all. It's pride. And it's not pride to the extent of arrogance. Like, everybody thinks that pride is when you all full of yourself and you all puffed up and you think like, sometimes pride comes in the form of shame. And pride comes in ambition. Pride can come in what you think in your own thoughts, right? And so, kind of a shame in my own thoughts. Like, it's so hard for me I'm going to try to explain it because I want you guys to see that it comes in different shapes and forms. So, for me, I've had issues with people where people can, for whatever reason, I can just be thrown away. Like, I don't care how much I pour into somebody. I don't care how much I give to someone. I don't care how much love I share, how loyal. It's like I can just be thrown. Like, I never existed. And it comes from some issues when I was younger. Like, I don't want to put nobody out there, but issues when I was younger. And I want you to explain it to me. I feel like, and I told the young lady yesterday, like, I feel like I'm kind of like entitled to closure. I'm entitled to know why. I'm entitled to understand what happened, because if not, how do I close the chapter? Just because you don't want to close it, like, how do I close the chapter? And even that is to feel as though somebody owes you. To feel as though for some reason you are entitled to this certain way of treatment can come off as pride, and not in a puffed off pride, but in I feel like in my own mind, what I should have type of pride. Like, I should. And that's one thing when I was in counseling, yes, I've gone to counseling. The should factor comes up in pride in two different ways. The shame factor, like, at this age, I feel like I should be at this point, and I'm not, so I'm ashamed. And then there's I feel like I should because I'm owed this. And to feel as though somebody owes you for whatever reason, man, it's not. Nobody owes you nothing. I don't care how much you invest. I don't care how much you pour. I don't care how much you love. Nobody owes you anything. Nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. Don't that make you feel some type of way? Like, don't nobody owe you nothing. Your mama and daddy don't owe you. Your best friend don't owe you. Your sister, your brother, the person that you know, I don't care if you gave them a kidney. They don't owe you nothing. Not even an explanation. Because what you're doing should be done out of service to God. What you give should be, like, you have to check how you gave it. Did you give it with expectation? Did you give it with, oh, I'm going to get this back this type of way, or in this fashion, in this manner, it's going to look like this? And even that, in your own thinking, I'm telling God, this is how I want it to look. This is how it's going to look for me. So make sure when you bless me, it looks like this. And it's humbling to just sit back and be like, nobody owes you. And to come into situations where you understand the difference in seasons, you understand the difference in application. I think a lot of times, and that was a big thing for me, a lot of times when you have been in church, and this is a PK, this is the real PK perspective, when you've been in church, you know so much, but you have no idea how to apply it. And this is where we can get so contrary and go so far astray, because we know the Bible says blah blah blah. I know that it's supposed to be like this. Okay, but now how do I apply that? Because the knowledge without the application is just a big head puffed up. If I know, how to bake the world's best cake, but I don't even got no kitchen, and I don't go in there. I never go in the kitchen. I don't ask anybody going. Like, what's the point? It's like, okay, you know how to make a moist cake, but you ain't making no cakes because you refuse to go in the kitchen. You terrified of the kitchen. You ain't got no kitchen. You ain't got no pots. You ain't got no pans. There's no application of what it is that you know. Who could taste it to then say that this is the best? This is all fluff in your head. You know what I mean? So when we have all of this biblical knowledge, but we don't know how to apply it to our lives, it's almost for naught. And we get frustrated and go astray because we don't understand how it can be so real and prevalent in other people's lives, so they say, or how it can be so real biblically, and we can't see or feel the evidence of it. We don't feel the effects of it. And when there's certain situations that God is saying, I want you to let go, but still love. And you have to understand, like, I was like, God, I don't get it. Because anybody knows me, I love from the depths of my toenails. You hear me? I love from the base of the bottom of my heels all the way through the last follicle of these dreads. Like, I love hard. So I'm at a place now, okay, God, show me how to love that way. Because the way I love is not going to get it done. That's going to cause issues. It's going to cause hurt. It's going to cause frustration. And I won't be able to get over certain things. And to understand that this is a season of step back, but show up. And to be humble enough to say, okay, the way I do it isn't good enough. The way I do it, I won't say isn't good enough. The way I do it is not going to get it done the way you want it done. So show me how to do it your way. That level of humility has taken years. Because I would just beat the nail over the head until it was like, I'm going to love you. I'm going to love. Yeah, like, I don't. And it would be all you. Like, it's not working because you won't. Instead of me stepping back and saying, okay, God, help me deal with this situation. Because the way I'm loving, it's not cutting it right now. It's not cutting it at all. And I'm just thankful that I can be in a situation to do that. I can be in a place to say, okay, God, show me. Because obviously what I think it should be is not it. So I need to use your wisdom. I need you to speak to me. I need you to operate through me. Because if I do it under my own power, and if I do it out of my own flesh, this is going to be a mess. So, but just to have those moments where God can, first of all, someone else can talk to you and you receive it. No matter who it is, no matter what walk of life, no matter how old they are, no matter, like, if somebody's speaking to you from the purity and love of their heart to say, what thus saith the Lord, or to give you, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm driving, as y'all know, give you knowledge or revelation, like, accept it. Accept it. I don't understand how people can say, well, I can't receive that from you. Truth is truth, right? Accept it. And, and then to talk to God about it, and for him to hit me up the next morning like, yeah, that's you, player. That's you, girl. Nobody else but you. Now we need to get this together and you, so that you can do what I told you to do. And it's like, okay, I thought I had it. Sorry. Let's get it. That is so much to me right now. That's like life to me right now. And I'm just thankful. So in the midst of a time where I'm stretching and I'm growing, how humbling is it to know that you got more to do? You got more, you got deeper to go. You got more growing to do. You got more stretching to do. You have so much more to do. Like what you're doing, the crowd is going wild in heaven. And God is like, yeah, okay, do more. Good job, but do more. And it could be because his timing is rolling. Somebody may need me to be at another point or at a specific place in my life. And I need to be on point to be there, right? It could be that, something is going to happen where God needs that level of maturity at this point, and I need to be ready. But it's all about being in his timing and being used by him. And it's not about me and my emotions, how I may feel, who I may think I am. None of that. None of it. Nope. Nope. So, yet again, this pride thing that I swear I broke off like 5 years ago is coming up. And I don't like it. So, y'all pray for us, sister. I'm working on it. And I just know God's going to be with me as I work it out. So I pray that during this fast, you guys don't get complacent towards the end, that you continue to seek God on improvements in what he wants you to do and what he wants you to be. Just continue to seek him. Continue to seek him. All right? Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. God bless. Peace.